So, welcome to Culture Graffiti. We're here with the David Wax Museum. We have David and Sue's with us. I'm Chris Isla. This is Stu Diaz. So, you guys just released Knock Knock It Up. So, I just wanted to get a sense of what the goal was behind the record. Listening to the finished product, how do you feel about the results?
I mean, I think it was important for us to feel like we were expanding on the last record and kind of pushing us in new areas that still felt kind of like there was a thread from the earlier work, but that we weren't repeating ourselves, and that we were kind of writing stuff that felt like a little more challenging to sing, a little more adventurous sonically, and that kind of continued to figure out interesting ways to bring the Mexican and American strands together in a way that felt kind of, you know, in our own particular way of doing that. And so I think, I mean, it's hard to be objective about the work at this stage. It's still really fresh out in the world.
Sure.
But I think that for the most part we felt like that was successful, and that we feel kind of, you know, like it's a good representation of kind of this moment of where we are right now, and that's kind of all we can ask for.
It's interesting to think about a goal going in, because I think that you always want to just be growing, and one of the best parts about this latest album is that we got to work again with Sam Kassir, who we made Everything Is Saved with.
Sure.
And so we got to meet with him in advance of the recording process for probably 3 different sessions. Is that right? 3 pre-production sessions with him. And he already knew us and knew kind of what we brought to the table and knew what would complement that. And so that felt like a really natural and easy way to grow when you're with the same producer.
An element of comfort there. I wanted to talk a little bit about sort of the do-it-yourself approach. You guys sort of embody that spirit. You've had some success. You've had a lot of great, press hits with, NPR. So I'm curious, like, what it means you to sort of embrace that do-it-yourself approach, and what are some of the challenges associated with that?
I guess the one thing that makes it do-it-yourself is that we're technically an independent band, so we don't have a record label behind us. But we do have a really wonderful team supporting us, of a great booking agent and manager and great band that comes on the road with us. So we don't feel like we're doing it independently. We feel like we have a whole team and community behind us. For this record, we did a pledge music campaign, which was a way to have the community support what we're doing. And they did in full force, and paid for over 1/3 of all the album expenses. So that was a huge gift from them. And I think, I don't know, it's like the Obama-Romney joke, if you built your business yourself. I'm on the side of the fence where we didn't do it ourselves, so.
Yeah, won't you take me in? Yeah, won't you take me in? I know how to make things, but I don't know how to begin.
I think it's more of the reality of kind of how you have to do it these days, and I don't know if it's I don't think I'd say it's a defining feature of us that separates us from many other people. Like, I think a lot of bands that we really love and listen to, even if they have label support, they're still doing so much on their own. Like, the label reality is just so different these days, and so I think we're with a lot of people in this scene that are, you're having to hustle, and I think that in a way probably weeds out a lot of people. There's not a lot of money to be made, and so I think it's just people that really want to do it and really love the kind of the whole process and the interaction with the community and the fans, and kind of, you have to be in it for different reasons. And I think it's made, sense for us in terms of the way we've built it. It's been kind of one step at a time, and relying on that community that we have, that we've been building as we've been going. And so I think that's kind of felt like the only way to do it for us.
Is it a goal of yours to get some sort of record deal, or do you prefer putting out these records on your own?
I don't know. It's not really on our radar screen. I think there could be some opportunity down the road where it makes sense, but seems like more and more there are artists who were with labels at some point and now kind of build things up enough that they're on their own because that's what makes most sense for them. And so I think it's very feasible to build a solid career without that these days.
Sure.
So I think we don't have a very strong feeling about it either way, but we're kind of continuing down the path we're going on and just kind of keeping blinders on and not really worrying about it too
Fair
much.
enough. Yeah, fair enough.